everybody, welcome to LMC Varsity Sports on LMC-TV alongside Steve Anastas. I am Seth Rothman. We got a good one in store for you today as White Plains takes on Mamaroneck in boys basketball action. Steve, this is a Mamaroneck team 9-7 on the season, and they've gotten there not from their offense, from their defense.
From their defense, yes, Seth. It's been a stifling defensive effort all season long. Fantastic movement, shifting, picking up the loose man, picking up the loose ball, getting in front of their offensive players all season long, and that's really been the key to their success.
You know, not only is this a tough league matchup, and Mamaroneck is in one of the toughest leagues in New York State, this is a special matchup, Steve, for other reasons also.
Absolutely. Not only is it Tigers versus Tigers, but it's also Tyrone Carver versus his good friend Spencer Mayfield.
And of course, those two have had a lot of battles over the course of the seasons. Coach Tyrone Carver, in his 10th season here at Mamaroneck High School, gets to go up against his good friend today here late in this season. Mamaroneck looking to improve on its playoff seeding here in the last week of the regular season. We'll have this one, Mamaroneck and White Plains high school basketball action. It's coming your way next on LMC Varsity Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now to introduce the starting lineups for today's game. First, for the visiting Tigers of White Plains High School, a 5'10" senior guard, number 3, IG Lewis Jones. A 5'10" junior guard, number 5, Luis Cartagena. A 6'1" senior forward, number 15, Terrence Scott. A 6'2" senior forward, number 21, Kevin Trapp. And a 6'1" junior guard, number 30, Taylor Nussbaum. The Tigers head coach, Mr. Spencer Mayfield.
Set to go here at Mamaroneck High School between White Plains and Mamaroneck. Alex Parkinson will take the opening tip against Kevin Trapp.
White Plains coming in with a 4-12 record today, Seth.
Could really use a win in this game as they get the opening possession. Lamar Noel hands it off to Luis Cartagena, back to Noel. To the wing, it's IG Lewis Jones. Over to Scott, who kicks it back outside, 23 to shoot. Around the perimeter, Lewis Jones cuts in, kicks it back out beyond the arc, and it is tipped and taken away by DeLucia. Dean DeLucia into the front court, goes up with it and loses the handle, and now White Plains moves back in transition. Cartagena ahead makes it the pass to Kevin Trapp, who lays it up and in.
So Mamaroneck getting their hands on the ball early. Unfortunately, DeLucia unable to convert on that fast break attempt. Or rather, transition hoop, I suppose. It wasn't really a fast break.
DeLucia into the front court for Mamaroneck. White Plains up 2-0 early going. This is Alex Parkinson with it. Udale over to DeLucia. DeLucia bounces it inside to Parkinson, loses the handle briefly, gets it back. Now DeLucia in the corner. The baseline jumper is well off and rebounded by White Plains. Minute 10 seconds gone by. White Plains leads it 2-0. This is Taylor Nussbaum who had it, now moves it over to Cartagena. Around to Nussbaum. Now Cartagena, the extra feed to Lewis Jones. 12 to shoot for White Plains. Lewis Jones, the feed to Cartagena, who drives to the free throw line, puts up the shot, it's short, and rebounded by DeLucia. He gets it ahead to Miles Houghton. Houghton drives into the paint, lays it up, good, and a foul!
Beautiful pass from DeLucia there. That skip pass by White Plains did not fool anyone. Mamaroneck was able to close out on that shooter. He drove lane. They were able to close out on that and then get that transition hoop, Seth.
So the junior Miles Houghton puts Mamaroneck on the board, a chance now to give them the early lead. And his free throw is good.
Miles Houghton has been leading the team in scoring for most of the season. He has really been their offense.
Cartagena, now Lewis Jones on the wing, cuts inside amongst the trees and gets it taken away by Alex Parkinson. And now Houghton in transition. Houghton slows it down, bounces it inside to Will Giddin. Back to Budil, who puts up the jumper. It's short and it's rebounded by Nussbaum. Nussbaum into the front court, defended by Dean DeLucia. 5 minutes, 41 seconds left to go first quarter. Mamaroneck, the 3-2 lead. Cartagena over to Nussbaum. First touch there for Kevin Trapp. He gets it back, puts it up off the back of the rim, no good. Budil had a finger on it, could not control it. Nussbaum, offensive foul.
Another great defensive play by Alex Parkinson, getting his feet set there in the lane.
Alex Parkinson headed to Princeton to play football, signed his national letter of intent yesterday on National Signing Day. He did it right here at the gym. This is Budil. Some of the fans from White Plains wanted to walk. They did not get it. He missed it anyways. And White Plains quickly back into the front court. Good pass there. But he traveled while doing so. And Mamaroneck will regain possession. 5 minutes, 6 seconds left to go first quarter.
Budil pinned that ball against his hip as he was going to the hoop, but didn't really look like he took too many steps when he finally got that shot off.
Dean DeLucia jogs it up into the front court for Mamaroneck. They lead it by a point. Budil over to Giddin. Giddin tries finding Parkinson. His pass too long, and Mamaroneck turns it over.
As I'm sure Will knows, Parkinson is 6'5", not 6'10". So unfortunately that pass sailed high.
Parkinson's got some major ups, though. He was dunking throughout warm-ups before the game today. Nussbaum is turned over. DeLucia to Houghton. Houghton all alone for the layup. So Miles Houghton has all 5 Mamaroneck points so far. They lead it by 3, nearing the halfway mark of quarter number 1. This is Cartagena. Gets it out to Lewis Jones, taken away by Houghton. Miles Houghton all alone into the front court, lays it up and in.
And just like that.
Well, just like that, White Plains calls for a time as Miles Houghton. All 7 of Mamaroneck's points with 4:11 left to go first quarter. Tigers lead it 7-2. Mamaroneck Tigers lead it 7-2 on LMC Varsity Sports. So White Plains comes out of the timeout after Spencer Mayfield calls for time. The quick double team there, they're able to get out of it. Trapp moved it, the floater was no good. It was taken by Cherokee Lane and rebounded by Mamaroneck. This is Budil into the front court with it. Budil drives inside, gets to the rack and lays it in.
Interesting coast-to-coast offense there by Budil. Mamaroneck offense all moved into the front court. No one was looking to bring the ball up slowly there.
And Mamaroneck getting a lot of interior offense here in the first quarter as Cartagena tries getting inside. His shot off the mark. It's rebounded by Budil. Budil quickly into the front court, slows it down, moves it to DeLucia. DeLucia to the top of the key. He sets up the offense. 3 minutes, 24 seconds left to play first quarter. Mamaroneck leads it 9-2 as Miles Houghton gets the ball now. Houghton puts it up from long range. No good. Rebound. Giddin tipped it, and it went off of him last, so White Plains will take possession.
I've always wondered about the geometry of that play, Seth. When Will Giddin gets his hands on the ball, he wasn't trying to knock the ball out of bounds. The White Plains defender is trying to knock the ball out of his hands. Not sure why it's White Plains ball there.
Lane bounced it around the perimeter. It goes. Lane gets it back. Swing around. 3 by Nussbaum on the way. He's got it from long range. So that stops a 9-0 Mamaroneck run as White Plains trails by 4, under 3 left to go in the first quarter. DeLucia into the front court. Budil. Alex Parkinson inside. Giddin puts it up. It's too strong, and it's rebounded by Terrence Scott. Now Cartagena.
It was a nice feed by Parkinson. Giddin just unable to convert that.
Nussbaum to the top of the key, picks up his dribble, and finds Cartagena. 18 to shoot, 2:19 to play in the quarter. Cherokee Lane. 10 to shoot for White Plains. Lane fires it to Scott. Around the perimeter it goes. That's a 3. It was blocked. 3 to shoot now. Nussbaum doesn't realize it, and he runs out of time.
He's seldom seen 35-second shot clock violation. Not something you see very often in high school sports, but that beautiful defensive play by Jack Budil enabled Mamaroneck to continue the stifling defense and cause the violation.
Parkinson checks out. Alec Arula now into the game for Mamaroneck. And Budil will inbound it to DeLucia. Coach Tyrone Carver calls out the play. White Plains double teams. Mamaroneck able to beat it. And Budil flies it to Houghton, drives baseline, goes up, no good, no call. And everybody gets up, but DeLucia steals the basketball. Excellent anticipation by DeLucia, but then he palms it, and White Plains takes over.
The active hands by Dean DeLucia, almost able to capitalize on a beautiful steal, but he lost control of the dribble there, got his hand under it. Palming was the call.
Minute 40 left to go first quarter. Mamaroneck leads by 4. Inside it comes to Trapp, who puts it up no good. Arula has it, and Alec Arula quickly into the front court for Mamaroneck. Arula, good basket, and lays it up and in.
Beautiful lay-in by Will Giddin on that one. Able to redeem himself on the earlier missed shot.
11-5, Mamaroneck leads. Minute 15 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Ball is on the ground. Arula was diving for it. Coach Tyrone Carver likes his team's offense as they have allowed only 5 points through nearly 7 minutes of play, although White Plains will get the inbounds under its own basket.
Jack Budil has been a beast on the defensive end so far in the first quarter, Seth. He has gotten his hands on every pass and every shot in his vicinity.
One of the officials is checking something out at the scorer's table. That's why we have the delay. Now Mamaroneck coach Tyrone Carver goes over to investigate. Not sure what the issue was.
When Alex Parkinson...
And now the 2 officials will talk it over here as they try to figure out what's going on. 25 seconds on the shot clock, minute 12 left in the first quarter.
When Alex Parkinson comes out of the game and Alec Arula comes in, you can see the team take on a much faster pace offensive strategy with Will Giddin in the center to anchor the defense and also act as obviously the only post player. Jack Budil becomes more active offensively. Alec Arula and Miles Houghton are able to be more active offensively. It is an effective switch from the more physical and defensively dominant lineup when Parkinson is in.
Still not sure what the problem is over at the scores table. I think there's an issue with one of the books. I believe that's the White Plains scorekeeper is the one talking to the referee right now, so I think it's an issue with the White Plains scorebook. And obviously, if there's a wrong number in there, it will be a technical foul. I don't think that was the issue. So, okay, an honest mistake, according to Rich Leaf, the public address announcer here. We move on. Quick 3 out of the timeout by Cherokee Lane was no good. An offensive rebound by White Plains goes back up, no good, but a foul. So the freshman Sam Jarek will go to the free throw line.
So Jack Bedill's aggressive defensive play betrays him there, but you know Coach Carver appreciates the hustle.
First free throw by Jarek, no good. Emerson Genovese checking into the game now for Mamaroneck as Budil will check out. 7 points for Miles Houghton. Budil and Gidden each have a bucket as well for Mamaroneck. As Jarek's second free throw was no good, but the offensive rebound by Trapp, and White Plains gets another possession. Long 3 on the way, and it's good from Cherokee Lane. Under a minute left to go, first quarter. Mamaroneck leads it 11-8. Arula to the wing. Now Miles Houghton. Houghton spins, gets into the lane, kicks it out. Genovese, a 3 is off the mark. The rebound was deflected by White Plains out of bounds. Sam Jarek in on the play for White Plains, and they will reset the shot clock. So 35 on the shot clock and 35.8 on the game clock.
And you can see Jarek was in disbelief about that call, much the same way as I was surprised that the call was out on Gidden a few possessions ago.
Houghton got fouled by Lamar Noel.
Shuffled his feet, traveling. They're going to go the other way with it.
So White Plains will take possession. Shot clock is off. Under 30 seconds left in the quarter. White Plains a chance to tie here. It looks like Cartagena will be happy to wait for the final shot. 10 seconds to play now. Now 8. Down to 6. Cartagena begins the play. The shot was no good by Lane. Ball out of bounds right at the horn. So Mamaroneck will take a 3-point lead after 8 minutes. We're back quarter number 2 in just a moment.
And we're back with the start of the second quarter. Mamaroneck with the same 5 on the floor that ended the first quarter. And it looks to be Nussbaum back in the game for White Plains. Carver corrects the call. Genovese stepped out of bounds, but he was forced out, so they're going to call a foul on Nussbaum there with the push.
Second personal, third foul.
Carver sends in the offensive set. Lamar Noel comes in for White Plains. So Mayfield has his lineup set. Oh, dangerous pass from Houghton. Gets it to Arula. He shoots the 3 off the top of the backboard. Parkinson gets the rebound. And White Plains takes it in the offensive end. Cartagena drains the baseline jumper. I have to correct myself. I had said it was the same lineup from the end of the first quarter. Parkinson is in for Gidden. Houghton sends it over to DeLucia, back over to Houghton. They're working the ball around the outside. You can see White Plains defense has gotten much more energetic. Genovese, they thought they had the travel there, but he did not pick up that pivot foot. Parkinson has it inside, goes right hand off the glass and in. A very pretty shot.
One thing you like about this Mamaroneck team is how athletic they are, really able to move their feet, especially in the transition offense, and that was an offensive set, but it's a team that can beat you in a lot of different ways.
Yes. Cartagena has the ball on the left elbow. Gets it around the top of the key. Noel cross pass. Genovese picks it off, sprints into the offensive end. He'll go all the way to the rack, doesn't get it, but Houghton puts it back and in. Beautiful follow-up from Miles Houghton.
You know, as White Plains going to call for time here. One thing that you notice with scorers is they always seem to be in the right place at the right time, and Houghton, following the miss there, was certainly in the right place at the right time as White Plains takes a full timeout with Mamaroneck up by 5.
We'll be back in just a moment. Into the game for Genovese is Jack Budil. Cherokee Lane had the ball, swings it around to Cartagena. Lane gets it back, swings it this time to Lewis Jones. Parkinson takes it away. Budil, the jump step, gets it to Parkinson. They're going to call the travel. A lot of active hands on the White Plains defense there. I think Mamaroneck is probably looking for the foul, but must have been clean contact.
Well, you know, these are two teams that value defense, and you can tell that just by watching the way they compete on the defensive end. Mamaroneck, a lot of steals early in this game, a lot of rip-aways early in this game, and White Plains kind of the same thing. So two teams that really value defense. Don't think you're going to see a very high-scoring game tonight.
Lewis Jones goes around the pick. They're going to call a moving pick on Sam Jarek. Another team turnover for White Plains. Mamaroneck will take over with 5:44 left in the half, up 15-10. DeLucia slowly brings the ball up, gets it over to Houghton. Looks like DeLucia was looking to penetrate there, could not get anything going. Houghton swings it around. Arula sinks it, and the shot. A beautiful floater from Alec Arula as he drove to the lane.
You know, we talk about Mamaroneck's athleticism, and Alec Arula certainly fits the bill. The junior guard there taking a lot of contact and still able to find a way to put it in.
When you have that slender frame, it is definitely valuable to be able to absorb the contact and still maintain your balance to try and get the shots up. Budil tried to keep that ball in bounds, stepped on the baseline as he grabbed the ball and saved it to Arula. So the ball will go over to White Plains on the missed free throw by Arula. Cartagena crosses the timeline. And White Plains gets into their offensive set. Three-pointer drilled by Cherokee Lane, and Coach Carver is not pleased with the defensive rotation on that set.
Well, that's not the first time they've left Lane open for a three, and that's the second time he's actually hit one. So
exactly.
Coach Carver's going to want to shore things up there after that, and he'll do so with Mamaroneck leading by 4.
After the 30-second timeout, it looks like White Plains is going into the full court press. Get the ball into the point guard's hands, and they relax the press. DeLucia breaks it down, gets into the offensive zone. He's going to drive baseline. The ball's deflected. He gets it to Budil anyway. Over to Parkinson. Houghton wide open for a three. Long on the three-point attempt. Parkinson unable to get his hands on that rebound. Ball rattled around there across several different hands before falling to White Plains. Skip pass by White Plains, gets it across the zone. Ball out to Cartagena. He goes up for three, no good. Budil unable to get his hands on that. Foul this time, I believe, on Dean DeLucia.
I don't know if the plan is for Parkinson to be contesting threes, but what he does there when he does contest it is he kind of makes the shooter Cartagena alter a shot a little bit to get it over the big frame of Alex, Parkinson, and he did so there, and Cartagena could not hit it.
Lane holds the ball on the left wing. Ball goes around all the way to the right baseline. They get the ball inside. Trap unable to hold on to the ball. It goes 5-hole on him, to borrow the hockey vernacular. And Mamaroneck will take over their own baseline. Nope, their own sideline, correction. Again, White Plains in the full court press. Look. Gets the ball into Gidden, over to DeLucia, and everyone falls off. DeLucia's ball handling skills are one of the best in the section. Blocking foul on number 15, Tom Avery. So Mamaroneck will retain possession. That is the 6th foul on the White Plains Tigers, so one more, and Mamaroneck will be in the 1-1. Lazy pass from Auden, and Trapp lays it in to cut the lead to only 2 for Mamaroneck.
And again, with two teams that value defense the way these two do, you can never take a second off.
Oh, tough offensive opportunity there for Mamaroneck. And there, Trapp lays it in again, and now the score is tied. Gidden had a beautiful pass to Auden. Auden brought it into the front court. The White Plains Tiger player went to the floor. They had Parkinson open, but they were not able to capitalize. Nice floater from DeLucia. Foul on the shot will send him to the line for 2 with 3:25 remaining and the score tied.
And on that last play as well, on that last White Plains score as well, right off the pass, it looked like there might have been a possible charging violation. Coach Tyrone Carver was appealing to the referee, but did not get it, and instead White Plains got the 2 points.
Drains the first free throw, and Alec Arula checks back into the game. Number 33, Matthew Scott, in for the White Plains Tigers. White Plains committing the lane violation on the free throw attempt there.
G. Lewis Jones put his foot in before the free throw, so when DeLucia missed it, they're going to give him another opportunity.
Coach Mayfield not too happy about that call, but I think the referee had a little help from the peanut gallery on that violation call. So DeLucia able to redeem himself, converts the second of the 1-1, of the 2-shot foul, sorry. And Mamaroneck has a 2-point lead. Passing has improved from White Plains here. Another defensive opportunity missed by Mamaroneck. They deflected the ball, but they were not able to come up with the steal.
And a lot of bodies hitting the deck on that play, as well as these two teams going at it on the defensive end. 19-17 here in the second quarter, but the score not indicative of just how strong defensively these two teams have been.
It's definitely not a lack of effort by Mamaroneck. It's a lack of execution at this point. Lewis Jones with a nice ball fake. Now this time penetrating with the jumper. Drains it and ties it up again with 2:40 remaining in the half. DeLucia has the pick set up by Parkinson. Gets it over to Arula, baseline jumper. No foul on the play. Loose ball rebound goes to White Plains. Called it on Will Gidden. Again, a tough possession call made by the referees. A little bit mystifying. I have a feeling replays would have shown that should have been Mamaroneck's ball. Oh, nice loose ball opportunity for Mamaroneck. Arula goes all the way, lays it up, no good.
more missed opportunities for Mamaroneck.
And things are starting to get a little bit scrambly on the offensive side for them right now.
Ball swings around to Scott. Scott gets it to Lane, to Lewis Jones, back to Lewis Jones. Offensive foul on a push-off by Lewis Jones.
Good job by Aru to step in there as well as to give his team possession back. Mamaroneck.
It's that type of pesky defense that causes those types of fouls when the offensive player just cannot stand to have the person up in their grill like that. They end up pushing off very often. Hawden gets the ball across the timeline, fakes his defender out.
5 seconds called against Miles Houghton there. He was dribbling, but
Tyleek Jackson able to be pesky on White Plains' defensive side there, causing the 5-second violation call.
referee.
I think he was checking to see if Will Gidden was bleeding on that play.
Ref said he looked like he was, but he wasn't. So Gidden allowed to stay in, and the game allowed to resume.
Tyleek Jackson controlling the offense from the right wing. Gets it over to Scott. Scott to Lane. Jackson back over to Lane to Scott. Ball around the outside quite a lot. I think they're just looking to set up that three-point attempt, Seth.
Well, they can't get in. The Mamaroneck defense is keeping them to the outside.
Unfortunate for Mamaroneck. A wild three-point attempt from the corner, and the ball caroms to the White Plains offensive rebounder. Oh, beautiful defensive play by Alex Parkinson. And a three-pointer from Lane to end the possession with 30 seconds remaining. White Plains takes a three-point lead, and here White Plains gets another steal.
Unforced error there as the pass to Houghton. Wasn't expecting it, went off his hands. And now Mamaroneck's going to need to stop, trailing by 3.
Jackson gets it over to Lane, back over to Jackson, and yet again, they're not only looking to waste the clock, but I have a feeling set up a three-point attempt. Lane drains the three-point attempt at the buzzer, and after a half of play, White Plains leads Mamaroneck 25-19. Those two three-pointers were deadly at the end of the first half for Mamaroneck.
Yeah, they certainly were. And again, you know, you leave guys open and they're going to make you pay, but that time Lane just got off a ridiculous fadeaway shot that he was able to drain. So we're at halftime here at the Palmer Gym. Tigers trail by 6. Back with the third quarter in just a moment.
We're back with the second half, and Seth, it is apparent after so many games throughout this season that Mamaroneck struggles when the other team is hitting their three-pointer. They are great at closing out and shifting on the defensive end, and they're great at getting their hands active in the passing lane. But when you're shooting over the top of the zone, there's really just not much you can do.
Yeah, you know, Mamaroneck was pretty solid defensively for most of that first half. They had a bit of a dip there in the last 2 minutes. Cherry Colleen, 12 points on 4 threes, and they just got a little bit lackadaisical on the defensive end at the end of that second quarter.
More active hands by Mamaroneck. White Plains keeps possession. Nussbaum gets it down to Trapp. Trapp passes it to Cartagena. The floater in the lane is good for Cartagena, and White Plains extends their lead to 8.
And you know, this is a White Plains team. They've really got to have this game. This is a really important game for them. They're 4-12 on the season. They have not yet clinched a spot in the Section 1 playoffs. They're close, but they're not there yet, and a win today could really help their case.
Parkinson looking for something to get it to. Gidden gets it. Yep, they're calling the foul. I thought they would just give him possession of the ball, even though he clearly threw the ball out of bounds himself. The referee correctly makes the call with the slap to the side of the head. First team foul, obviously, for White Plains. Mamaroneck takes possession under the basket.
With a new shot clock too, and you could clearly hear that slop reverberate throughout the entire gym. Good call there by the ref.
Houghton gets it to DeLucia at the top of the key, three-pointer, off the side of the rim, side of the backboard, and into Giddens' hands. He is fouled on the putback attempt. 2 shots for Will Gidden.
And that's called just being strong on the ball. And Will Gidden right there goes back up. He knows it's probably not going to go for him, but he also knows he's going to get fouled if he does put it up. And now he's got 2 chances at the free throw line.
Off the left side of the rim, Karam's right, no good on the first attempt.
Box out! Box out! Need it, Karam.
Gidden drains the second free throw. It's now 27-20, White Plains. Mamaroneck into the full court look. Not sure why the referee stopped the action there.
I don't think the shot clock ever started there. So I think the clock never started, so they're going to restart it now.
Okay.
And now the clock gets underway, and we can play basketball again.
Lane brings the ball across half court, gets it to Cartagena. Nussbaum has it at the Tiger paw. Gets it over to Lane, and they will start to look inside. Nussbaum, stutter dribble, doesn't do anything against Houghton. Clock down to 8, 7, 6. Lane looking to create, goes glass, no good. Oh, Houghton saves it and keeps it inbounds. Looked like Lane was going to try and use the glass on that. He went straight at the rim and was short. DeLucia, splash with the three-pointer. Cuts it to a 4-point deficit for Mamaroneck. Nussbaum tries to get inside, fouled by Gidden. Looked like Gidden was pretty firmly planted on the ground there, but I guess he had active hands there, and so Nussbaum will be at the line for 2.
And again, Mamaroneck is not necessarily doing a lot wrong on the defensive end. When you are forcing your opponents to shoot threes, which White Plains has really been for the most part, only able to shoot threes for much of this game. If they're making them, there's not much you can do about it. So Mamaroneck kind of hopes that the percentages start to bear out in their favor.
Right.
White Plains starts to miss some of those threes, and they can make this little comeback here.
Well, Lane was on fire in the first half, and I think they have to assume that's not going to continue. Beautiful press break by Mamaroneck, gets the ball to Gidden. Foul, and the shot for Will Gidden. Beautiful pass from Houghton down low to Will Gidden. He lays it up and in, and will go for the conventional 3-point play.
And really good transition offense there by the Tigers too. Good passing. They get it inside to the open guy. Gidden pump fakes, gets his man in the air, and is able to put it in.
Gidden sinks the free throw and cuts it to a 3-point lead for the White Plains Tigers. Lane tries to get around Parkinson.
I think it's going to go against Houghton there, and again, Mamaroneck has been doing it in a number of different ways. Miles Houghton led the team in the first half with 9 points. Will Gidden now has 4 points in the third quarter already. So Mamaroneck doing it on the outside, they're doing it on the inside, and now they're trying to cut this deficit further. They would like a stop.
Lane gets it to Nussbaum. Shot blocked. I believe that's the 3rd shot block by Jack Budell. Ball knocked out by White Plains. Mamaroneck will keep possession. The foul earlier was called on Parkinson. I guess that was a blocking foul on Parkinson. Gidden gets the ball all the way over to Parkinson, sends it to Houghton. Beautiful pass from Parkinson. He tries to get the up and under move, but he is fouled on the play. Now Miles Houghton will go to the line for 2. 5:35 remaining in the third quarter. 3-point game. White Plains leads.
And what Mamaroneck is doing in this game, their offense, I think, is much more sustainable than White Plains' offense is, meaning Mamaroneck is getting to the inside, they're getting fouled. White Plains a lot of 3-pointers as Houghton misses free throw number 1. But Mamaroneck has been getting to the inside, I think, on a more consistent basis. And I think that's a more sustainable way to score in this
Seth,
game.
you make a fantastic point. This is definitely a more sustainable type of offensive strategy. But if Lane stays hot like he has been, he hasn't scored yet in the third quarter, but if he stays hot like he was in the first half, it could spell trouble for Mamaroneck.
Dill nearly took an elbow right to the face.
Lane gets it around to Cartagena. Cartagena, I think, looking for the skip pass, gets it to Lane over to Nussbaum. Playing around the outside, just looking for that open shot. Lane controls his dribble. DeLucia gets a body up into him. They're definitely not going to give up. 3-2. Oh, and with one shot, one second left on the shot clock, Cartagena sinks the runner off the glass to push the lead back up to 4.
And defensively, you can tell Mamaroneck much more aware of where Lane is on the offensive half of the floor. So White Plains really being forced to go to their second and third options offensively because Lane has been covered very tightly so far in this third quarter.
Foul on the floor by White Plains on Dean DeLucia's dribble drive. The 5th team foul by White Plains. Nussbaum takes a seat for White Plains. Parkinson will inbound, gets it into DeLucia. Budil gets it to Houghton from the corner. Splash with the 3-pointer.
Now 13 points for Houghton and ball on the floor, and Mamaroneck will get possession with a chance to take their first lead since early in the second quarter.
You know, Seth, it is not surprising how Houghton's scoring sparks the Mamaroneck effort and energy. DeLucia, aggressive on the defense there, causes the turnover by White Plains, and now they have the chance to take the lead. DeLucia gets it into Parkinson. He goes to the lane. A lot of contact there. You see the referee say that it was all ball. Oh, and now they call the foul on Parkinson on the other end.
And I think a little bit of frustration there by Alex Parkinson. The fans don't like it.
No.
A little bit of frustration there. You can see it all etched all over Alex Parkinson's face as he went up for the block on Kevin Trapp and got a piece of him. So White Plains to the free throw line.
Coach Carver was just sitting there in stunned disbelief at those two calls. Trapp misses the first free throw, so it stays a 1-point game with 4 minutes and 18 seconds left in the third quarter. Alec Arula coming in for Jack Budil.
And, you know, make no mistake, this has been a physical contest throughout. And look, these are league rivals in the toughest league in New York State. You've got Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, White Plains, Scarsdale, Mamaroneck. 5 teams that can all put a lot of wins on the board, and so this is a rivalry. It's a long-standing rivalry, and it's played out so far that way throughout this first 2+ quarters.
DeLucia gets the ball to Parkinson in the right elbow, looking to get inside, cannot do so. Arula being bodied tough by Erik. DeLucia looking to go lane, goes off the glass and in. Beautiful jumper by Dean DeLucia, ties the game up at 32 with just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Cartagena gets the ball across the timeline, dribbles it right into the teeth of the defense. Giddon takes it away. Arula might be credited with that steal.
It was the back tap by Houghton that set it all up though.
Calls the carry on Arula as he loses control of the ball. Yeah, definitely Giddon was the catalyst on that turnover as the ball ended up in Arula's hands. White Plains retakes possession. Lane goes into the lane, gets the ball out to Erik, and now Cartagena. Nice jump stop from Erik, no good, and Parkinson secures the rebound. Coach Carver looking for them to push the ball to Houghton. DeLucia unable to get it up to him. Now Arula goes left side, off the rim, fouled on the shot. He will go to the line for 2.
Arula almost has that recklessness where he toes the line between good play and bad play, but it's worked out well so far for him today. But Arula gets to the rim, and you don't expect to see a guy with that size playing amongst some of the trees, but he's been able to get there.
He's definitely not afraid to go there, though, Seth. Drains the first free throw, to give Mamaroneck the lead. 3:11 left in the third quarter, and Jack Budil comes in for Alex Parkinson. So Arula at the line for the second of his 2 free throws. Nothing but net on that one. 2-point lead, Mamaroneck. Full court press applied by Mamaroneck. And almost successfully stolen. Lane traveled on that play. It will be Mamaroneck ball. The defensive intensity has definitely been ratcheted up by Mamaroneck.
Yeah, and Lane almost traveled about 2 seconds earlier than that on his pivot drive.
Yeah.
And then he did take too many steps when he got inside.
DeLucia brings the ball across half court. Budil gets it to Gidden. Ball slapped away, and Lane comes into the offensive end for White Plains. Beautiful block from Houghton, and he calls the foul. Again, disbelief from the fans and the Mamaroneck bench, but Lane will be at the line for 2.
Mamaroneck foul number 21, Alec Arula.
Well, there you have it. The explanation is clear now. The foul was not on Houghton, who had the block. The foul was somehow on Alec Arula, trailing the play. Lane sinks the first free throw. It's a 1-point game. Oh, and Trapp with the rebound, but misses the putback. Gidden secures the rebound. Jack Budil driving, goes glass. He's fouled.
You know, on this end, by the way, I think Gidden got away with a push that sent a White Plains player down to the ground, and then Mamaroneck to the free throw line on the other end. So again, the physicality in this game is really ramping up in the third quarter of a 1-point game.
Could have been possibly a makeup call by the referee.
No, those type of things never happen, right?
Budil able to sink the first free throw, extending it to a 2-point lead again with 2:34 remaining in the period. Short on the second one, doesn't get any iron, so it will be a free throw violation on Mamaroneck, and White Plains will take possession. Max Kaufman sees his first action of the day along with Alex Parkinson, and there's no choice but to call a foul there on Parkinson as he goes for the steal on the long pass. In football, that would have been fine. He did not get there before the ball. However, there was plenty of body contact.
Yeah, the referee had no choice. Parkinson didn't like the call, but he put his shoulder into him there. So nothing you can do about that one. You're going to have to keep an eye out because White Plains are only 12 fouls in this second half. 7 against White Plains, 5 against the Mamaroneck Tigers. So you've already got Mamaroneck in the bonus. There's not even into the fourth quarter yet.
Right. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing Mamaroneck in the double bonus the entire fourth quarter. Lane gets the ball at the top of the key. Cartagena with the jumper, no good. A lot of body action here. Arula tries to go to the lane, loses control of the ball. Houghton from the corner, no good. Parkinson with the rebound knocked away. Here comes Cartagena the other way. End-to-end action for both teams here. Lane with the 3, no good. Arula tries to settle it down. White Plains will not let him settle it down, and he gets the ball across to Houghton.
This game is being played at a pace that is nearly too fast.
Beautiful crossover move from Houghton, but he has the ball picked by Noel. Oh, Parkinson with the body on the shot. Noel goes to the ground. 2 shots for Lamar Noel.
And again, Parkinson doesn't like it, but he's getting under the guys. He's going into the air. That's a clear foul, and Parkinson's got to be a little bit careful there. He's now has 4 fouls against him. So for Parkinson, he's he can't put himself in that position where he's under a guy who's going up into the air. It's a dangerous play.
Coach Carver was incredulous with the fact that there was no call on the body contact on the offensive end from Mamaroneck, yet on the other side, the call was made on Parkinson. Frankly, I totally understand his feelings there, but unfortunately, you cannot ignore that body contact by Parkinson on that play. Noel misses the first free throw, so it remains a 2-point lead for Mamaroneck with 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. He misses the second one, and Gidden gets the rebound. Arula has the ball. They're leaving him alone to bring the ball up court. Timeout, 30-second timeout called. At 1:23 remaining, 35-33. We'll be back in just a moment. So after the timeout, Max Kaufman will in the ball for Mamaroneck.
You know, and I think that was a good timeout by Tyrone Carver. Not necessarily that you need to slow the game down, but just get your team's emotions in check, because there's been a lot of extracurriculars going on in this third quarter. The game is teetering on the edge of being physical versus being too physical.
Right. Nice pass to Gidden. He maintains possession, gets the foul and the shot. A beautiful play from Will Gidden, and the Mamaroneck team is very pumped from that conversion.
And again, that's a situation where Gidden, being stronger than the other guy, he gets hacked, he keeps going up with it, and now Mamaroneck has a chance to make it a 5-point lead. And again, Mamaroneck in the bonus for the rest of this game.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Will Gidden is a rock in the lane. It is hard to move him on defense. It is hard to move him off his spot on offense. As long as he doesn't shuffle his feet, he is an extremely effective low post player. Coach Carver very smartly getting Dean DeLucia back in the game to get some ball handling. Oh, beautiful steal from Jack Green, just checking into the game for the first time. And DeLucia back in control of the ball. Jack Budill with a nice pick set. DeLucia threw the ball to Budill, but he was off target on his pass, and Budill with the hold call foul to prevent the fast break by White Plains.
That's not a terrible foul, because Mamaroneck, that does put White Plains into the bonus, but it's a one-on-one opportunity. It keeps White Plains from
better than the wide open layup. Great point, Seth. So at the line is number 4, Robert Walker. These will be his first free throw attempts of the day. No good, and Houghton with the rebound.
So that foul is now a 2-point foul for Mamaroneck.
Now that's just foolish play by White Plains there. I can understand the exuberance and energy trying to get that rebound, but Houghton clearly had the ball possessed. The foul was just reckless.
Third personal 9th team foul.
So with the 9th team foul, Miles Houghton will be at the line for 1-and-1, and the 5-point lead with 46.6 seconds remaining in the third. Houghton drains the first one to extend the lead to 4, and Max Kaufman will come in for Jack Budill. Obviously, Coach Carver wants Budill to conserve his fouls and stay out of foul trouble, rather.
14 points now for Houghton. That's the game high. Cherokee Lane leads White Plains with 13.
Houghton sinks the second one.
Make it 15.
And it's now a 7-point lead for Mamaroneck. On the left elbow, gets the ball over to Noel. Lane now driving Lane, stolen by, knocked away by Houghton, but Lane gets it back and drains the baby jumper.
That's a big one there to stop the long Mamaroneck run. White Plains had 1 point in about a 4-minute span of time.
Houghton with the lucky carom of the basketball right to Gidden.
I'm not sure that was lucky, actually. I think that was intended.
Oh no, that was kicked. That was kicked, yes. Oh, they called a 5-second violation on DeLucia. That seems quite impossible considering there was only 11 seconds when he got the ball.
Yeah, Coach Tyrone Carver not happy. This is a big possession right now for White Plains. DeLucia nearly took it away, and the clock is running with 4.
Oh, and Lane steps out of bounds. Beautiful, sneaky, coy play by Dean DeLucia, trying to steal the inbound a la Pablo Prigioni of the New York Knicks. Lane unable to control it. DeLucia now going with the runner at the buzzer. No good. So at the end of the third quarter, Mamaroneck leads White Plains by 5.
21 points by Mamaroneck in that third quarter to take control of this game. So Mamaroneck already with 40, their lead by 5.
We'll be back with the fourth quarter action. 5-point lead for Mamaroneck.
Fourth quarter action about to get underway here at Mamaroneck High School. White Plains and Mamaroneck in a key late season league matchup. Mamaroneck looking for its 10th win of the season. White Plains trying to inch closer to sectional playoff qualification. Dean DeLucia receives the inbounds from Kaufman, and Mamaroneck has the opening possession of quarter number 4. DeLucia crosses over, drives in, puts it up and in.
Those dribble drive scores from DeLucia have been missing for a while now. It's nice to see that come back here to start the fourth quarter.
He has 9 points. Mamaroneck leads by 7. Around the perimeter, this is Cartagena with it. Over to Noel. He cuts in and gets fouled by Will Giddon.
Giddon really felt like he was in position and not moving there, but obviously the referee felt that he moved his hands forward, as evidenced by the pantomime that the referee gave while calling that foul.
First foul against Giddon, 8th foul against Mamaroneck. Next foul, by the way, will put Mamaroneck in the double bonus as Lamar Noel hits his free throw, his first point of the game, to push their deficit down to 6. Just underway fourth quarter here at Mamaroneck High School. Noel's second is good. 42-37, Mamaroneck leads. And a foul is called on the inbound against White Plains, so that will put Mamaroneck into the double bonus where they will be for the rest of the game. So that is a big foul for Mamaroneck. They'll be heading to the charity stripe, up by 5.
Second personal, 10th team foul.
Coach, I think Coach Carver for a moment there thought the foul was on DeLucia. He was asking for an explanation until he finally saw the offense, the Mamaroneck team, come down to this end of the court for the free throws, and then played it off with the joke with his assistant coaches.
Double digits in points now for DeLucia after making the first.
Watch out.
DeLucia short on the second, and Houghton called for the foul.
That's a tough loose ball foul call on Houghton there. He was just going after the ball. Didn't really look like he had caused too much disruption. But now White Plains will be at the line for 1-and-1.
It's the parade to the free throw line. Terrence Scott, scoreless on the day so far, steps to the line. It's 1-and-1. That was the 9th team foul against Mamaroneck.
One and one on the foul.
So Scott puts it up. It's short. The rebound is offensive, taken by White Plains. Lane's three was blocked by Houghton, and now DeLucia able to control it despite getting hassled by Noel.
Beautiful defensive effort by Miles Houghton there, Seth. Recovering on the three-point attempt by Lane, able to block it. That would have cut it to a 3-point deficit for White Plains. Instead, it stays 6, and now Dean DeLucia goes to the line for 2.
Noel called for the foul on DeLucia, so he will go to the free throw line for 2 more shots. DeLucia's first is good.
The effectiveness of the Mamaroneck Tigers on the free throw line will be the key here in the fourth quarter.
This is starting to look like a free throw type of game as Cartagena brings it into the front court. Noel able to hang on to it here. Noel moves around the screen, gets it back. Lane open for 3, back of the rim, no good. Rebound tipped out by Max Kaufman, and White Plains will retain possession. 1 minute, 1 second gone by in the fourth quarter, 6:59 left to play.
Another basketball geometry mystery for me, Seth. How does the defensive player get knocked to the ground, yet the ball is somehow out on him?
Inbounded to Scott. Cartagena long 3, rims out, rebounded by Budil. Budil having trouble controlling it and gets called for the offensive foul.
I know we're supposed to be impartial here, Seth, but there is no way that defender had his feet planted. I know that Budil was going a little out of control there, but that defender was running just as fast as him.
Cartagena into the front court, to the wing to Lane. Noel. Now Cartagena. defended by DeLucia. Into the corner it goes to Lane, flies it to Cartagena, who goes in, no good, but a foul.
Now both teams in the double bonus. Cartagena will be at the line for 2, down by 8 with 6:32 remaining. As I was saying at the beginning of the fourth quarter, Seth, it's going to come down to the free throw shooting.
Cartagena's first is good. He has 7 points today. Lane has 15, Tramp and Cartagena each have 7 for White Plains. Cartagena's second, no good, but the long rebound is tracked down by White Plains and turned over. Miles Houghton quickly into the front court. Houghton throws the pass to Jack Green, but his pass was not successful, and White Plains takes it over with 6:22 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Terrence Scott had a nice offensive rebound on the missed free throw, but he was just too wild on his offensive attempt there.
Lane to Noel. Cartagena. Around the perimeter it goes. Noel
Lane is now
gets it
open.
stolen away, and White Plains able to get it back. Ball was tipped away. Cartagena will draw the foul, and a couple of Mamaroneck players incredulous at the call. There have been a lot of foul calls in this second half that neither team has been in favor with, but again, it's been such a physical game that the referees almost sort of trying to balance things out to keep the game under control.
Sort of left without a choice, I think, Seth. They've got to call this physical action or it will just continue to escalate. It was getting a little chippy in the first half. We were discussing at halftime how we weren't sure what kind of energy level or level of intensity was going to take place in the second half and whether it would escalate further into any sort of altercations. So I think the referees probably had that same thought and were trying to keep it under control.
Cartagena, 1 of 2, and Houghton collects the rebound. 5 minutes, 56 seconds left to play. Mamaroneck leads by 6. Houghton into the front court for Mamaroneck, moves it over to Budill. Budill gets it inside to Giddin. Giddin kicks to DeLucia. DeLucia, the 3. He puts it in! Timeout call by Mamaroneck. They lead it by 9 with 5 minutes, 41 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. We're back in a moment on LMC Varsity Sports. So White Plains will have possession after the 3 by Dean DeLucia. Now with 15 points, he and Houghton are tied for the Mamaroneck team lead. They combined for 30 if Mamaroneck's 48. Noel gets it into the front court. Lane got trapped by Alec Arula. Ball goes out of bounds off of Arula, so White Plains will take over.
That time Giddin was able to keep his body stationary and still defend the play, so there was no foul called.
Nice up and under, but he walked with the basketball, didn't I.G. Lewis Jones. He turns it over, Mamaroneck possession with a chance to push their lead into double digits. This is DeLucia with it. DeLucia crosses the timeline. Dean DeLucia tries going to the inside. He puts it up and in.
Beautiful runner baseline by Dean DeLucia. He has been a scoring machine today, and it's just what Mamaroneck needed against this physical play by White Plains.
DeLucia now with a game-high 17. White Plains, the pass to Noel was not completed, and White Plains turns it over, and this crowd here at Mamaroneck High School is starting to feel it.
The ultimate dangerous pass by Cherokee Lane. The skip pass fully across the length of the court, sailed high, and they were not able to keep it in bounds.
Budill inbounds to DeLucia. 4 minutes, 50 seconds left to go, fourth quarter. Tigers lead by 11. Houghton trapped near center court, but they're able to get it away. This is Arula. Pump fakes a 3, drives baseline, puts it up, no good, but a foul. Good work by Alec Arula, the junior guard. Gets himself to the free throw line with a chance to extend the Mamaroneck lead even further.
You can tell that Arula was dying to get that ball with his feet lined up on the three-point line.
Technical foul was just called, I think it was called against Jack Budill. It was called against Jack Budill. Oh, nope, sorry, called on the White Plains bench, in fact. Referee was looking right at Budill as he teed up Spencer Mayfield. So Arula now will get a technical free throw. And Arula's technical free throw rims out. He'll get one more. And Arula's second. That one no good as well. It's so difficult sometimes to shoot free throws when there's nobody there because you're so used to having guys there.
So those were the 2 free throws for Arula. DeLucia is coming in for the technical free throw now, and then Mamaroneck will get possession of the ball. So in high school basketball, a technical is a 2-shot foul, so DeLucia will get 2 free throws. This could have been quite a dagger if Arula had hit both of his. DeLucia hits both of his, extending it to a 13-point lead. So it's still very effective as Mamaroneck will retain possession of the ball.
And now Spencer Mayfield calls a timeout, goes over, has another chat with the referee. We'll step out on LMC Varsity Sports with Mamaroneck leading 52-39 with 4:39 remaining in the fourth quarter. So after the technical foul against Spencer Mayfield, it will be Mamaroneck inbounding it at half court. They stack them up. Arula will take the inbound and get it past half court. 4.5 left to play in the game. Mamaroneck leads by 13, and Arula gets called for the push-off.
That was pretty obvious there, Seth. He's pretty plainly shoved him right in the midsection.
And now I think Tyrone Carver just got himself teed up.
Technical foul on the Mamaroneck bench.
So both coaches have been teed up in the last 20 seconds. Luis Cartagena will take the technical free throws.
It's interesting, Seth, how the referees seem to be taking their lack of tolerance of the chippiness on the court out on the coaches of both teams. Didn't really seem like Coach Carver was saying very much there. He was just sort of asking a question. The referee must not have liked his tone.
So White Plains with possession. They trail by 12. Big possession here for White Plains. Cartagena. This is Lane. Lane baseline jumper is no good and rebounded by Alec Arula. 4 minutes, 15 seconds left. The spin move by Arula. He gets into the front court with it. Arula crosses over, moves it to Houghton, who steps inside the three-point line. His jumper no good, and it's rebounded by Taylor Nussbaum. Nussbaum quickly into the front court. Nussbaum gets it back around Cartagena, inside to Trapp. Nussbaum cuts inside, no good, but a foul called against Will Giddon.
Very impressive ball handling by Alec Arula on that last possession. Able to elude Cherokee Lane, who was trying to apply the full court pressure by himself.
Nussbaum's first, rims out. And again, the difference in this game, we talked about how free throws were going to be important. White Plains has had some struggles hitting theirs. Nussbaum's second, that one's good, so he now has 6 points on the day. The White Plains deficit is 11 with under 4 minutes left to go in the game. The DeLucia has the basketball for Mamaroneck. He moves it into the front court. Around to Budill, now Houghton, back to Budill. Dean DeLucia with it now. Inside, get in, lays it up and in.
Another very impressive shot from Will Giddon, getting the pass from DeLucia.
And now it's turnover. Houghton has a 3-on-1 developing. Houghton to the rim. It spins in. So 4-point swing by Mamaroneck. Their lead is 15 with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter, and Mamaroneck looks to be on their way to their 10th win of the season, and that is an offensive foul! Called against Luis Cartagena.
You could tell he was looking for the contact to try and go to the line there, but Arula just pulled the seat out from under him in a reverse sort of way.
Foul called there against Nigel Lewis-Jones, slapping at the ball on Miles Houghton. So Mamaroneck to the free throw line. They lead it 56-41 with 2:57 left to go in the fourth quarter.
So the Tigers number 3 fouls the Tigers number 3, and number 3 will be at the line.
Oh my. Houghton with 17 points. Takes both free throws, now has 19 timeout. But called by Mamaroneck. They lead it 58-41, a dominating second half here by the Tigers, has them in control here in the fourth quarter at the Palmer Gym. We're back with more in just a moment. Well, it has been a dominating second half by Mamaroneck. In this second half, they have outscored White Plains 39-16, and that is why they lead this game by 17 points. Only 6 points allowed so far in this fourth quarter is Lane into the front court.
Seth, the shots that were not falling for Mamaroneck in the first half have been falling in the second, and that's really been the difference in the game along with the free throws.
Lane has had his shot altered, it goes out of bounds. And another reason why Mamaroneck has been successful, Cherokee Lane had 12 points on 4 threes in the first half. He has 3 points, none from beyond the arc in half number 2. So Mamaroneck has taken that first option away from White Plains, and they have not been able to find anybody else. Taylor Nussbaum puts it in there and did not get the benefit of the foul call, so now a 15-point game.
Yeah, he took a pretty hard shot to the face from getting there.
Jump ball called, possession arrow pointed at White Plains' way.
White Plains possession.
So good defense there by White Plains as they try to climb back into this one. Lane was stepped on the line before shooting, and Mamaroneck will regain possession once again. So another unforced turnover by White Plains here in the second half.
With 2:20 remaining set and a 15-point lead, it does seem to be fully in control. DeLucia there trips on the White Plains defender's foot.
Cherokee Lane was defending him there. There was no call. I think DeLucia, the fans one-on-one, not sure if he fell or if he was tripped.
Oh, he definitely tripped. It just was not deliberate.
So White Plains will regain possession. Nigel Lewis-Jones will inbound it to Nussbaum. Nussbaum moves it to Cartagena. Lewis-Jones goes inside, high off the window, no good. The rebound is tracked down by Budell, and he got fouled by Sam Jarek. Jarek got up in the air and then went over the top of Budell, so that will send the Mamaroneck senior guard to the free throw line. Tigers lead it by 15, 2 minutes, 5 seconds left to go, fourth quarter. Tigers 9-7 on the season, looking for win number 10, and right now they are seated 8th in the Section 1 playoffs if they began right now. As Budell makes the first free throw. Right now, Arlington is number 1 in Section 1 Class AA, Mount Vernon number 2. And so Mamaroneck would really like as Budell misses the second, and Houghton gets the offensive rebound and puts it back up and in.
Budell's effectiveness won't be seen in the box score too much, but on the defensive end and on the glass, he has really contributed for Mamaroneck.
Lewis-Jones kicks it, and Mamaroneck gets the turnover. This is Miles Houghton, puts it in.
Another steal for Budell, and an assist.
Houghton now with 23 points. That shot was airballed, and Mamaroneck is about to make mass substitutions with 90 seconds left. Houghton turns it over, and that is the last we will see of him today. 23 points by Miles Houghton to lead Mamaroneck as they lead it by 20, and Mamaroneck substitutes all 5 players off the floor. Liam Ossenfort checks in, as does Emerson Genovese. Julian Houghton into the game.
Henry Bruce in there at the forward position.
Julian Pueo in as well. Henry Bruce. So Mamaroneck putting in the bench players here, leading by 20, 63-43 in what has been a dominant second half by Mamaroneck. As they turned up the gas on their offense and turned up the gas on their defense. An extra pass, the 3, no good. It's rebounded by Mamaroneck. That was Julian Houghton who rebounded it. Now Julian Pueo will inbound for the Mamaroneck Tigers. Minute 20 left to play in the game. 23 points by Miles Houghton, 19 points by Dean DeLucia to lead all Tigers. Will Giddin at 11 as well. 3 guys in double digits for Mamaroneck. This is Julian Houghton over now to Emerson Genovese. Genovese over to Henry Bruce. Houghton crosses over but can't get any separation. Now he fires it inside to Bruce, who puts it up and in!
Nice, strong, physical offensive play from Henry Bruce there.
White Plains around the perimeter. Under 40 seconds left to play in the game. Mamaroneck leads it 65-43. A tremendous effort here in the second half. 8 seconds left to shoot. Sam Jarek. Getting it inside was Tyleek Jackson. He will go to the free throw line after getting fouled with 24 seconds left to play. So Mamaroneck will win its 10th game of the season. They will improve to 10-7 on the campaign. 1 more game left to go. It's going to be senior day. And then the Section 1 playoffs begin.
This could go a long way towards securing a home court game to open the playoffs for Mamaroneck.
Jackson off on his first. Bounces the ball a couple of times, puts his second one up, and rattles it in. So Tyleek Jackson on the scoreboard. Confusion as to who would inbound it. Mamaroneck does, and they will dribble out the clock on a tremendous effort here in the second half. This is Emerson Genovese with 12 seconds.
Oh, double foul called in the lane there. The chippiness does not end just because there's 10 seconds left in the game.
Henry Bruce and Nick Amodio getting the calls there. So Mamaroneck will inbound it. Julian Houghton to Genovese. And Emerson Genovese will run out the clock. Well, he was trying to run out the clock. It got deflected away by Jarek. So now 3.4 seconds left. 1 more inbound should do it here at Mamaroneck High School. The final score, Mamaroneck 65, White Plains 44. A tremendous second half effort by the Tigers as they win this one going away to improve to 10-7 on the season. We'll be back. We'll have the post-game show. We'll talk to a couple guys as well. Coach Tyrone Carver. So stay right there. You're watching LMC Varsity Sports on LMC-TV. Back on the post-game, Dean DeLucia joins us now, 19 points on the day. You guys outscored White Plains 46-19 in that second half. What changed?
We went into the locker room and we knew we had to focus back up when we got into the second half. We had a better first quarter, not such a strong second quarter, and then he told us, seniors, this is one of your last few games here, and so I think a bunch of the seniors stepped up.
When you're playing defensively as well as you were, how much does that help your offense?
Defense is our offense. I mean, that's where you get your points. You got to get stops in order to get to the offensive end. So.
one more regular season game left now here, then you go into the postseason. What do you guys need to work on as you continue on here?
We need to take care of the basketball a little bit. We had a few turnovers, and we had some bad fouls, so we got to cut that down. I think we'll be fine.
In such a physical game as this one was, how do you guys maintain focus and maintain that kind of energy with a game like that?
Yeah, we maintain focus because Coach Carver's always saying, be solid, be solid. So whenever he says that, you have to lock in and keep the task at hand, the goal at hand.
Coach Tyrone Carver joins us now. Coach, 46-19, you outscored them in that second half. What changed?
I thought our effort and I thought our execution defensively and offensively turned the tide for us there in the second half. We were phenomenal in the second half, and we had to be because how bad we were in the second quarter.
In such a chippy physical game as this, how do you maintain, how does the team maintain its composure?
Listen, anytime you play against a Spencer Mayfield team, White Plains caliber, you know it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. I'm just glad that we met the challenge and we were able to prevail tonight, and now we got to get ready for our game tomorrow night.
Pretty good week for you now. You beat New Rochelle, you beat White Plains. Is this team peaking at the right time?
I would hope so. But again, we come in with the mindset to work every single day. We want to continue to get better. We want to make sure that we get a good seed, hopefully a home playoff game, and let the chips fall where they may.
All right, back here on the post-game show, Steve Anastas, Seth, Rothman, Mamaroneck wins it 65-44 over White Plains, and Steve, a dominating second-half performance by the Mamaroneck Tigers. Miles Houghton, 23 points, DeLucia with 19 points, and those two guys on both sides of the floor really carried Mamaroneck.
Throughout the season, it really has been, so goes Miles Houghton, so go the Mamaroneck Tigers. When he's off a little bit, if Dean DeLucia is picking up the slack, they can maintain that offensive intensity. When both of them are going, they really are a potent offense.
And on the defensive side, too, you look at what Cherokee Lane did. 12 points in the first half, all on threes. Only 3 points in the second half, none on three-pointers. Once Mamaroneck was able to shut him down, they were really able to get the momentum, and White Plains did not have an answer, scoring only 19 second-half points.
The defensive intensity has been there all season long for Mamaroneck. Today, Jack Budil was spectacular on the defensive end. Alex Parkinson, Will Gidden, that defensive line was very strong. And then out on top with DeLucia and Houghton, it was just from end to end a very solid defensive effort.
Yeah, Mamaroneck outscoring White Plains 46-19 in that second half. A really fantastic effort by them. That'll pretty much wrap things up from here. Once again, our final score, Mamaroneck 65, White Plains 44. The executive director at LMC is Erik Lewis. The associate director is Matt Sullivan. The community sports producer is Rob Moretti. Asher Collins and Steven Sueiro, your camera guys today. For Stephen Anastas, I'm Seth Rothman. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on LMC Varsity Sports.